All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in the semifinals of this OCRS playoff bracket. We return here with our St. Clair Saints gold roster. This time, going up our fellow CCA brethren here in the Sault College Cougars. A little bit of a rematch from the group stage of CCA where we were able to take it in a 3-0 fashion, I do believe. And I know these Cougars absolutely want some revenge on us.
Oh yeah, and they just got out of a Game 5 scenario, so I think they got a little bit of stress, as that was a huge hit. I was not expecting that. That was a huge hit from the offense. Hit Jay there. Doc hit Jay there, and and gives the extra wide open shot, and Sue's gonna take the 1-0 lead. I was not expecting that.
Like, okay, I see Jay flying through the sky. What happened? But yeah, he got completely yeeted. Beautifully done there from the Sault College offense, as they are just able to completely disregard the Saints defense, forcing the Saints to have to go look for another goal early here in this series. Coming out swinging. That's what we like to see. Of course, for the side of Sault College, we do have Christian, Extra, and Duck. Meanwhile, of course, the hometown squad here, your St. Clair Saints gold roster. This is going to be Comp, Jay, and Spoods back once again here. Green roster in the lower bracket, still alive, currently in a match versus Brock Esports as well, the team that Gold did just play. So we'll have to catch up and check up on them in just a little bit. But for now, the match at hand here, Saints are having a hard time getting started, it looks like, as Sioux. They just constantly seem to have it in the Saints zone, whether the shot goes or not.
Yeah, that was eliminations there from each team, and oh man, that went right out in front. And Duck's already there to re-center that, and that's going to be open net, but nobody from Sioux is there to take advantage of that. Saints having, like you said, a little bit of a rough time getting started. I don't know if that's just from, Sioux playing a little bit longer series and them cooling down a little bit or what, but I mean, maybe it'll only take a game to get back going, and Duck's going to have an opportunity here as he does win the 50-50 in the air, but just wide of the net.
Yeah, after going to the Game 5 versus University of Waterloo, like you were saying earlier, if this Sault College is anything, they are absolutely warmed up and hyped after such a matchup. So I'm looking to take that momentum, bring it here versus the Saints. As of right now, absolutely doing what they need to do. Halfway through this first game, sitting up 1-0, as we see Jay trying to make a play here, but it is going to be stopped by Duck. Why has he got the frowny face on? You just won Game 5. That should be a smiley face, Duck. What are you doing? But now, Spoods with a good save there. Duck, long distance shot, rebound, and it's going to be another one extra. Nearly finding the back of the net, but Comp going to dime 9 this time by.
Yeah, and man, the demos coming from Sioux right now has been unbelievable. And another one, but a huge save by Spoods to keep it only a 1-goal game. And man, they definitely need to watch out for Sioux if they're going to continue doing this. That's another shot on net, but Spoods is there to make a save, and that's going to be a recenter, but nobody's there. And Saints can get a pass here. Spood's going to try and get a rebound. Center that, but a big block by, I did not see who that was. Maybe Christian.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck in the neutral zone for a second here. We see Comp coming from the skies, finds Spoods. Nope, Christian actually with the interception to at least push that aside for a second. Jay, 2 shots currently here in this game. Hasn't found the back of the net yet, which is definitely probably itching his trigger finger a little bit. Wants to find the back of the net sooner rather than later. Absolutely needs to get the Saints back on the board in this one. Duck lobs it up. Spoods getting caught with his pants down, and Duck is absolutely going to capitalize, finding the goal on his 3rd shot. Beautifully done. Little bit of a flipper set. Looked like Extra was going to pick it up. Nope, not the case. Spoods gets juked out a little bit. Comp gets the initial save, but could not find the second. The Sault College Cougars, oh my, they are on fire right now.
Oh yeah, they look great, and I don't know if it's that big of a deal, having that much time off of playing. And I know Sioux didn't have much of a break they got, and I think they only got like a 3-minute break, if that. So having that momentum going from Game 5 to into the next series, I think that may be adding up for them. And just trying to get the demo on, and oh man, Saints have to be careful that going through the series, as they're going to get an opportunity here. That's going to be a shot on goal, just wide of the net. And man, big save by Christian. Saints need something here as they have 40 seconds left in this game number 1, and they need something to get started here.
They need two crispy, clean plays pretty much back-to-back, and that is the tough task to ask because we do see extra. Hits the crossbar. Christian coming in for the finishing blow, going to get denied, but the clearing attempt goes right onto the bumper of Duck, and we know that this Duck can absolutely fly, and this has been able to do so many moves already, or even just in game 1, to just juke out the Saints in the skies. Is now with the 10-second mark counting down. Saints are going to be dropping game number 1 here, it does look like, after some valiant efforts here from Sault College, really making the momentum work in their favor, and they're going to shut out Saints in game 1.
Yeah, I don't think this is a huge loss, though, because I think that maybe later on in the series they'll get tired out, this Sault College. I think maybe they'll get tired out, and I mean, they did have an extended, Saints did have an extended period of time that they weren't playing, so I don't think it's too much of an issue, this loss, but they do have to turn it around and make sure you do get this second game number 2 win, and tie up the series 1 apiece. And that if you can do that, that's huge for your momentum, and best of luck into the future. But I mean, you have to play solid defense, and you have to make sure you don't let Duck get these crazy breakaways.
Yeah, Duck's been the fancy one, but I don't know if you've seen the shot board at the very end there, but across the board there for Sault College, as Jay found himself a good one, but Christian got to stop it. But everybody on Sault College had 4 shots. Meanwhile, the Saints had like 3 total. It just goes to show the amount of pressure that Sault College has had on the Saints this time by. But now, clean slate, game number 2. See if the Saints can fight back here and get this series all tied up. Comp, however, not going to end up on the ball this time. It's going to be Spood's going to pick it up. A little bit of a pop fly, gets past one of them. Centering clear here for Spoods. Comp going to dump it into the corner. Looks for a rebound. It does go through the crease, but there is no third member available for the shot. So now it's going to be Sault looking to put on some offense.
As you say that, Saints get the ball turned around and, you know, trying to open up the scoring, try to get something that's top shelf and just a little high. Saints trying to score first, trying to get a little bit of momentum as Christian gets around one player. Duck has the ball, gonna dribble it around, but Spoods is there to make a save and not let that go any closer to the net. And Saints trying to get some offensive pressure happening. Comp going up there. Spoods gets a shot off the net, but just gonna be a floater there and a big save by Duck with that 50-50. And Saints trying to get something extra with a big save, and that's gonna give Saints a 1-0 lead. Spoods is gonna put that in the back of the net.
All right, Spoods, not the assister, but the goal scorer this time by, as again, they find the initial shot, they find the initial save. However, what about the rebound? Spoods going to absolutely clutch up there. I believe that was Jay right there, just in case something went a little bit awry as well, in case he got demoed or something, but not the case. Saints are going to get themselves on the board nice and quick here. 3 minutes, 30 seconds still on the clock. We have some angry, angry Cougars now, and they've been demoing people already. I can't wait to see how this game turns.
I cannot imagine that's going to be tie the game as Duck puts it in the back of the net. Nobody's there to make a save, as I believe that was a double commit for that save. Oh no, just couldn't. Just nobody there. That was just a gorgeous shot by Duck, and yeah, I mean, we got a tie game.
Christian was able to absolutely fight that a little battle in the crease way more than what was expected. He was able to stop it the first time, and then he was able to beat out the defender there the second time to let that ball still be crossing through, allowing for that shot to get on net, and just made things absolutely nasty there. Saints maybe getting themselves a little bit complacent, thinking that everything was under control, but then the sneaky Cougars pouncing on the opportunity to get themselves on the board. Jay just doesn't bounce whatsoever, gets one juke, but Christian not going to fall for the second one.
Yeah, that's going to be a center. Nobody's there. Spoods almost. He got a save, but man, that was so close, and he's going to try and do something here. As I thought he was going to try
Ultimate
something.
fakie.
Comp's going to center that. Oh, and big save from the defense. That's just going to be a floater in mid. Comp's going to go for a shot, but whiffs just a little bit, and Spoods there to keep the pressure on, try to get something going, push it deep in the corner. As they have 2 players there, and I mean, Jay's there to kick it back in, and Spoods almost trying to go for an aerial.
Oops.
That's going to be another recenter, and another whiff, and another shot. Spoods with a shot, Duck with a big saving. The pressure St. Clair is putting on right now is unbelievable.
I mean, the Saints are not only putting on a ton of pressure, but putting on big brain pressure, which is just absolutely throwing us for a loop, let alone the opponents. We see them going for the ball and then just completely diving out of the way, leaving it for their partner behind them. And it throws us off. It throws the defense off. But meanwhile, it's a Crouching Tiger hitting shot right from the middle of the field from the player you least expect. You already make your move defensively, and now there's an open net. However, Sue has always had one player extra there to at least get the secondary shot. So far, Saints, while with the pressure, have not been able to capitalize on it since that first goal.
Yeah, I mean, Saints doing what Sue was doing, trying to get a few demos, maybe open up the net, but...
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. They just got back-to-back demos. Extra almost had the touch there. That's going to be centered. Trying to get a shot on, but Saints trying to get this out, trying to score a goal before overtime. We got 60 seconds left, and it's a center. That's going to be redirected down and not quite there for the Saints. And here comes Sue trying to get something started, slow it down. Christian trying to get a flip reset going, but can't, but centers it. Comp clears it. And
redirect.
Gets a redirect. But Extra there to make a save. Jay goes up for another touch, and
wow.
Big save by Extra. 2 saves, and oh man, it's just unbelievable how close this game is. Both ends of the field for both teams.
Gosh, the play looks completely harmless. Then it gets redirected, and everybody just craps themselves collectively. As the defense on the side of Sue really coming in clutch in that last couple of opportunities. There's now 20 seconds before possibly an overtime, first overtime of the series, I believe. And now, Spoots now. 10 seconds ago, one more opportunity. Lobs it up to Comp, does get past the defender. Possible opportunity, going to be taken away for at least a second. Jay off in the corner. Is he going to keep this one up? He's going to try one more time. Backboard, Comp, shot on target, but it is going to be saved by Extra, who's going to let it hit the ground. Overtime, game 2.
Extra has been looking phenomenal in net. And, I mean, he's saved this game 4 or 5 times. This game should be easily like 4-1 or 5-1, but Extra is coming in clutch, and Sue's gonna have an opportunity here. That's gonna drop in front of the net, but big save there by Spoods, and Plomp clears it, but Extra's there. Try to get something offensive started, as that's not gonna be a good hit for Sue, and tries redirect. Oh, Comp with a shot, and Extra with another save, and oh man. Saints trying to tie this series up, and Sue trying to get fancy with it, trying to slow it down. Nice flick. Comp's there to shut that down, and Saints trying to get pressure again.
Yeah, you can take as much time as you want. There's no buzzer beaters this time by. The last buzzer is going to be whenever that ball hits the back of the net, so take your time. I like what Sue's doing, not just blindly firing it into the zone and hoping for the best. We've seen what happened to Brock last time they tried to do that from center field, and all of a sudden it turned into an interception, which turned into a shot against them. And Sue definitely showing they're a little bit more matured and a little bit more disciplined than that. So it's what we like to see here. Saints are not going to be going out easy here. Big demo from Comp, open net. Comp going to get the redirect, and that is going to be St. Clair getting game number 2 in a very close overtime situation. But the demo here, right in the corner, just made it so Comp had all day.
I thought he redirected that out of the net. I was like, oh, this game is going to go on. But huge win for the Saints. And, I mean, they played a lot better than game 1. And, I mean, game 1's always that learning curve. You have to learn your team. And, I mean, I think this is going to be a game 5 scenario this series. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised, as both teams are playing phenomenal on both ends of the field.
Absolutely. Sioux College have definitely evolved since the last time that we played them in the CCA, but it just leads for an even more exciting match for everybody at home, and everybody else is stressing out a little bit. It does appear we have a bit of a disconnect here, so unfortunately going to have to take care of that. News. Okay, they had to get a new server, it looks like, so we're going to throw this one back to us here for a second. It does happen here and there. Looks like I believe the match real quick. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, both teams played phenomenal in that last game. That was, I mean, that should have been 5-6, 5-1, 6-1 for the Saints, and Extra just keeping it close. And I mean, if you're Sue, I don't know what You can't ask for anything much better than that. Just you're playing phenomenal on defense, and that's what wins games. They have had their opportunities on offense, which they did score on one of the opportunities. As we do get kicked off for game number 3, and Saints trying to do something, trying to take a series lead. Both teams trying to take a series lead. This next game is crucial.
Yeah, it's interesting how the roles kind of show up again here, but this time for Sault College, where it seems like Duck is your extreme shot taker or playmaker in regards to being able to one-on-one people. You have Christian, who's just your your awesome opportunist, and now Extra is the stonewall defender for the side of Sault College, who's been doing so well, was absolutely critical in having that game even going to overtime in the first place for game number 2. Unfortunately for them, Saints were able to capitalize in the end, but it just leads us now here to an inadvertent best of 3, as we are now 1-1 here in the series, currently in the Sault College zone. But Christian looking to get things started.
Yeah, you can see there as we were focusing on Clair there, and that's going to open up the scoring, and Duck gets a little floater. I don't know what happened there, if Sault hit the goalie. Oh no, Spoods is just misread that, and oh man, Sault opens up the scoring, give them a 1-0 lead, and Saints have a little bit of a comeback. But again, I think it's doable. It's still early on, still only a minute in, and again, it's going to be a great series. And as they have an opportunity here to tie it up just like that, but Sault's there to where the defense.
Yeah, Duck absolutely capitalizing there on the Saints' mistake. Jay, I believe, was going for a pinch off the ground. However, he wasn't as close to the ball as I think he was expecting, so it just ended up being a lobber right into his own crease. And Duck's like, oh, you're going to tee this up for me? Thank you very much. Please come again, and I will try to do the exact same thing. So Sault College able to get the lead nice and quick. Extra reinforcing that enforcer role for himself, taking out Spoods. And now a little bit of a floater in the Sault College zone. Christian going to deny that one, however. We're still kind of stuck in the corner. Duck trying to clear, but has to deal with Spoods and Comp. Looks for his opportunity. Does get it past Spoods. It's going to be a quick ball around the corner. But they're going to reset, look for another opportunity, as Extra once again right on the midfield line, just continuing to be a nuisance for the Saints.
Yeah, trying to get something started. They definitely don't want any more pressure than they already have in their end. And I mean, they've had their opportunities, but Sault is looking really good, and they've had multiple opportunities already. And Saints, not so much. They've had one or two as they get a few weak shots on net, but that's unfortunately not going to score any goals. And big save there by Jay, but that's going to be another shot, and Comp I don't think was expecting that. They're going to go up by 2.
Well, come again indeed. The Saints teed up inadvertently again as Jay does not get all of that, and Christian just happy to see that one go to the side. Duck going to capitalize for the second time here in this game, and we look like it kind of looks like we're having a bit of a deja vu from game number 1 as Sault College looks like they're getting into position to try to run away with this, but Comp is going to try and save the game here and keep it nice and close, putting the offense on the Sault College net just for at least a moment. Try to get everybody set up. Spoods sets it up. Jay right there, right towards the backboard. Can somebody get there? Nope. Extra right on target, right on time to at least put that one aside. Comp still trying. Spoods is there, but Duck gonna clear this out.
Yeah, they can't get anything started. And I mean, I don't know how you feel if we've seen we've seen one of the players from Sault just chasing, I believe they was Spoods. That's got to be so much anxiety knowing like, all right, this guy's about to blow me up. I can't slow down, and you have to keep that speed up. And Saints trying to get something started. There's a minute 45 left, and that's going to be a double touch, but not on the right angle. And Saints need something here. 90 seconds left. They need to get something started.
Absolutely, sooner rather than later, because otherwise it's going to be match point going over into the favor of Sault College. Comp gets a demo onto Duck. A little bit of a revenge shot there. Just needs to get one onto Extra now, and then he'll have his revenge complete there for this game anyway. Comp centering bounce, but it is going to be set aside. There was a Saints player flying through, but since Comp had no boost, he couldn't collect this. Bit of a drag race here. Extra versus Spoods. Spoods is going to stop this one this time by, and I like this. Sault College, they made their opportunity. Now just hop to the midfield line. We don't need to be the one scoring right now to win this game, so let's not overcommit. That being said, they do just that anyway, and Comp is going to get Saints within 1. All
right, so that's good news, but I also have more news. Saints Green beat Brock University, and they're on to the next in losers round
Let's
3.
go, Green.
So they're waiting for the losers of this current match, I do believe.
I believe that would be the case here, and that would be an absolute devastating one if all of a sudden we had ourselves Saints for Saints already. But we don't have time to think about that just quite yet. Jay just going to move this one over to the side ever so slightly. Game 5 on that Saints Green team as well versus Brock. Crazy series there. Props to them on the successful victory and keeping their playoff hopes alive here. We now see with 30 seconds left, the Saints need one more. Spoods is trying to be the one to send it through the skies. We do have Jay in the corner with it now. Comp not going to be able to touch it. Spoods with no boost is going to have to try and make a play to keep it in. Good redirect here from Comp. Gets it past Christian. This is probably one of the few opportunities Saints have left. Can somebody get there? Not on Extra's watch. Going to send it right back in, however. And Duck get this into a safe area. 5 seconds left to go. The demo on Spoods might be fatal, as that's going to be another one as well. Extra just doing absolute phenomenal work defensively, even if it's on the offensive zone. Duck going to knock it down. Sault College, you're up 2-1.
Yeah, Saints, it almost felt like they went back to like how they were playing in game 1. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, the offense from Sault is absolutely phenomenal, and the defense, if they're trying to blow up anybody on the Sault team, it's got to be Extra. You have to go for the demo on Extra. He's just a brick wall, and I think if you can demo him, I honestly think that you might score a little bit more.
I mean, if we think about game number 2, and that is pretty much what started it off, right? I believe it was they blew up Extra in the corner, and then Comp was just able to walk it right in with a redirect. So it's definitely a play that they have to try and mimic, because 3-on-3, it's been difficult to say the least. Not impossible, but I mean, if they're going to give you opportunities like that, it's going to be maybe something later down the road, but Duck coming in with the clutch timing. And sure enough, Spoots, you see that. You're in net. You think you're a goaltender. You don't have to worry about anything. The ball's not coming at me. Hang on a second. Why is this orange car charging at me? And you have to instantly jump before the play even happens. So the pressure from Sault is absolutely crazy. Comp shot on target. Not going to get past Extra, however. Jay centering pass. Spoots is not going to be able to reach it there in time. Ball was just a little bit too quick. So now it's just going to go on to the bumper of Christian. Kind of slow on the Sault end.
Trying to get something started. I feel like if Saints open up the scoring, they have the best odds of winning. I mean, that's how this series have been. Whoever opens up the scoring. But again, that's just going to be a goal, and unfortunately for the Saints, that's just an awkward ball there. And I mean, Comp landing bad. That corner, man, it's horrible. I think if he didn't land there, I think that would have been a big save. But again, that's going to be Sault taking a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, absolute clutch stuff there from Sault, getting it nice and quick. And Duck, again, just being the goal scorer to start things off for the games that are victorious for the side of Sault College. Now Christian has no boost, but he's looking to make the play. Comp is going to deny it, however, right back into the corner. Spoods versus Duck. Duck's going to get better at that one for at least a second. Spoods is kind of stuck going from side to side in his own zone, and that's a rather scary spot to be. One misplay, and all of a sudden the ball's crossing your own crease. That being said, Saints on the breakout. Christian going to stop it, however. Would have been a shot on target. Centering pass going to end up going a little bit wide over to Comp for at least a second. Spoods in the corner. Can he find the center? Here it comes. Can somebody finish it, though? No, that is not going to be the case. And as soon as it's picked up, there's Extra doing what he does best. Tell you what, if he keeps this up, he is going to need maybe a little bit of extra scholarship if this keeps up.
Yeah, that's definitely something. And I mean, here's an opportunity here, but Christian there to make a save. And I mean, Jay is just he's there. He has no boost, so he's gonna try and do something as he centers that, but nobody's there. As Duck tries to go for the demo after the flick, that would have been crucial, as that's all that Sault seems to be doing is going for demos right now. And I mean, it's winning them games, it's giving them goals. So maybe that's something that Saints have to do a little bit more and try to do more, as that's going to be a shot on a net, and Comp scores, and it's a tie game.
Spood's going to find this one once again all the way from the crease. Just A funny little bounce off the defender just completely eats that thing down the field, and Comp with the finishing blow. That was an absolute rocket, and we love to see it. We have ourselves a tie game, and I tell you what, it used to be something we've seen from the Saints of old, back when it was Kamal and Dever and Garashi. But whenever that team was about to lose a series, they would go absolutely out of their minds. We need a little bit of classic St. Clair Saints Rocket League energy coming towards it, guys, to finish a job here in this series, get that sweep underway, and finish this series off. But we have to be careful. Christian on the attack, but Jay gonna get the save.
Yeah, he didn't get that good of a flick going, so probably a little bit of a break for the Saints. And I mean, that's a huge demo. And I mean, even on the Saints last goal, how close Extra was to saving that was absolutely insane. And going from the boost to almost saving it, you got a great goalie. So even if you do, if by chance Saints comes back and wins this series and you go to the lower bracket, I honestly think that they have the best chance of coming out.
Oh, I love it.
Puts it away to give Saints a 2-1 lead in game number 4.
Oh,
I don't know.
My goodness, a non-disciplined team in that situation. Jay would have just blindly took the shot, and let's be honest, Extra was right there to make that save. But to fake it, to just drive past it, and let Comp just strike it right on through after the goalie's already made their move, absolutely clutch. And the Saints are going to get the lead off of this with 1:15 left to go. Can they hang on to this lead, force a Game 5, giving Sault College their second Game 5 in a row? And you mentioned this a little bit earlier. I wasn't 100% sure of it initially, but you're kind of onto something, I think. If you get yourself into some of these long sets back to back to back, do you start getting exhausted and fatigued? Like, it's definitely something that could happen, and it might be a bit of a slip, as here comes Jay after yet another setup pass from Spoods from the corner, I do believe. And the clearing attempt gone wrong. They got complacent, just tried to send it up center, and we've seen Jay punish this constantly this weekend.
Just destroyed Extra. And like I said, you destroy Extra, you open up that net, and what do you know?
Oh, he's on fire now, too. He just took Duck out, too.
He is. This is exactly what they need to do, and especially going into Game 5, if you can hold this lead. I mean, there is 40 seconds left. That's an open net. Nobody's going to be there.
No way.
Nobody's going to score it. Saints lead 4-1.
This looks like something you would see on a last lap. He's just sitting there bumping Extra, pushing him aside, slowing him down, and what a way to get a hat trick, Comp. Beautifully done. Saints pretty much have Game 4 in the bag now to force a Game 5, unless Sault College just absolutely pulls a rabbit out of the hat and go on an absolute terror in these next couple seconds.
Yeah, I am not sure. Saints have so much momentum, and I mean, like I said earlier, and like you said just a few minutes ago, is if you go to a Game 5, how exhausted is Sault gonna be? Are they gonna be too exhausted to actually compete with Saints? Are they going to give up some goals, like just miscommunication goals, or how is that going to affect them? As Jay almost gives himself a nice rebound there and sets him up, but this is going to give Saints a game win and push a Game 5. I said earlier, I think this is going to go to a Game 5, and here we are. This is going to be a good battle.
It all comes down to this, but at least a little bit of solace there for both teams is that regardless of the results, one, it's been a fantastic series, you both played well, but two, there is the lower bracket for in cases of emergency, in case of loss. So it's not that their tournament life is done. However, how awesome would it be to be in the upper half of the finals already and secure yourself a top 3?
Oh man, Jay almost getting himself a goal right off the bat, and Saints, man, they got so much momentum, especially after last game. So moving on, I think that you still have to play good defense, and you can't just say, oh yeah, we're gonna win this. You have to play it like you played last game. Keep the pressure on and play great defense. As Saints have been loading up the shots, that's gonna be another shot. Nobody from the Saints is there as I say that. Jay goes bar down and gives Saints a 1-0 lead.
This is the absolute worst case scenario there for this side of Sault College. Spoods just being able to juke around the backboard. Extra so close, but yet so far. Gonna give that one up, and unfortunately there for Sault, this is exactly what I was worried about from them. If you give up a goal early when you're already feeling maybe a little bit out of it, maybe a little bit fatigued after so many close and extreme games, that you're going to be slipping up way more often. We see the Saints just way closer to the Sault net compared to what we've seen over and over here in this series so far. And I don't know if Sault's going to be able to capitalize on this, try and bring things back, because they're going to get desperate. They're going to get maybe a little bit overexerted with some of their plays, or overextending with some of their plays. That's the word I'm looking for. And it's going to be scary to say the least.
Yeah, definitely not the situation you want to be in if you are Sault College, or any team, to be honest. It's not really the best. Not really the best. So I mean, it's only a 1-goal differential, so they do have time and they can tie this up. But again, I think with being in their second game 5 in a row, I think later on, getting closer to like the 2-minute mark, I think they're going to get frustrated.
Oh my!
And as Spoods gets a pinch and almost puts it away, but Comp trying to slow things down, trying to get something to work, and Spoods again is right there to center that, but cleared from Sault, and Sault's trying to get something started, trying to tie this game.
And as much as offense can be difficult when you're fatigued, what I find more difficult is just consistently having to play defense and consistently having to make saves when you might be a little bit out of it, when you're a little bit worn down. As we see Saints, once again, just relentless pressure over and over again. Sault at this point, they need to keep making these saves as they're doing, because they're doing a solid job on defense, to be fair. But one of these times, Saints are going to find themselves with all 3 members past the halfway point, and their best opportunity is a shot from their own crease, unless Spoods just gives himself a little bit of insurance. Since when was Spoods the one up into the skies making flippy stuff for shots? That's what we like to see. He's been around the block a time or two, apparently, with Jay and Comp as well. So beautifully done to get the Saints up 2. And now Sault College, they need to find those opportunities, but now they need 2 opportunities to at least even get it to overtime.
Yeah, it's definitely, again, you have half the game left, so that's a little bit of relief. But again, it's not a relief because you're down 2-0 against this Saints team that I think is a little bit more fresh, got a little bit more energy, not as exhausted as these guys. And I mean, again, I keep reverting to back-to-back game 5s. That's a lot of Rocket League, and I mean, that's got to be a lot of stress, and you're just tired out just from the stress of it, just from the anxiety and all that. As that's going to be a nasty redirect and a huge save by Extra.
Right back into the St. Clair zone. Spoo's going to at least clear this thing for just a moment. Minute 45 on the clock. Jay, a little bit of an awkward pass, though, and right to Duck. Extra, we know you're the defender, but can you be the playmaker? He nearly sets that one up for Duck, who almost tucks it into that left side of the post. Rebound, not going to happen. Christian barely robbed by Comp, but yet this is what Sault needs. They're getting some pressure in, they're getting some shots in. If they just keep this up, eventually they will crack the armor, and it just takes one more time. And let's be honest, game 5 scenario, both of these teams have to be shaking in their boots right now. And it's so much easier for errors to happen in such a tense situation, but right now the Saints are absolutely steadfast, and Comp going to find goal number 3.
I thought they were going to score this goal right here for Sault, as Extra did get the goalie hit. But when you have all 3, like you were saying, you against the Saints, you're going to get caught with all 3 in the offensive end. And that happened to Sault right there. And Saints take a 3-0 lead. And it's not looking good for Sault. They definitely need something to change quick, as they have 60 seconds left in this final game.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought it was going to be the Saints who were getting a little bit overzealous, but it was actually Sault. But to be fair, Duck gets himself something started. Christian is going to find the bounce off the backboard, or just lobs it up. Yeah, there we go. Duck is going to find the first goal here for Sault College, which could be the start of something. Such a tall mountain to climb, but at least they have something going. This has to have the Saints kind of like double thinking themselves or questioning themselves a little bit. And even though they have the lead, this is still not a done deal. As we see Christian off to Duck. Shot on target, a little bit high though. And Sault, they have the pressure.
Yeah, this is definitely This is gonna be something for Sioux, man. They have a little bit of time to work with here, but all Saints need to do is keep the ball out of their end, and even up in the air. If you can keep it slowed down or up in the air, you're wasting time, and that's the best thing. That's the best thing you can ask for. But Sioux's gonna try and start something. They have 15 seconds. They need something real fast, and it's not looking good for Sioux as there's only 7 seconds left. Your St. Clair Saints is going to take Game 5 and move on to the semifinals. Oh, no, the upper finals, my bad.
Upper final, yeah,
The upper
buddy.
finals. And they are going against, I don't know who won that series.
Yep, Durham Lords and the Griffins have not finished yet, so we're still awaiting on that one. But the point at the end of the day is we throw this one back to ourselves here for just a moment, and we're going to have to move quickly on this because I don't know if you saw mid-game there, Kamal sent me the invite. We have another match lined up in just a second. So to celebrate here for the St. Clair Saints Gold roster, they come through from behind in the series. They get themselves the Game 5 victory as well, and a pretty definitive Game number 5 as well. So it's good to see there. To see the rest of the St. Clair Saints Gold run in this tournament, you will need to go to Ontario CRS on Twitch. The league themselves will be taking care of the rest of the broadcasts for the top 5. However, for us here, we are going to go hop back in with St. Clair Saints Green. They successfully were able to take down Brock Esports, and now they get to go play in Sault and Friends. So that is the University of Waterloo squad, which is, of course, a school that has definitely given that team specifically trouble in the past. So I'm very excited. I don't mean to speed run through this because, of course, this is a huge win here for the St. Clair Saints Gold roster. But do you have any other insights here, Kermit, on this matchup?
That was a great game. That's exactly what I was expecting from both these teams, and it turned out phenomenal. Your St. Clair won, and Sioux College is going to have a great time. So in the, I believe that they go do the lower bracket finals. So that's all from me.
Fair enough. As you can see, my attention is absolutely all over the place. So we're going to quickly throw this to a very, very small break. We know Green and Ensemble and France, or University of Waterloo, are ready to go. So within the next 5 minutes or so, we will get to see if the St. Clair Saints Green roster can keep their tournament dreams alive here. I think they're just on the outside of like losers quarterfinals. So they're trying to break themselves into the top 8. And then, of course, St. Clair Saints Gold, be sure to check in with them on the Ontario CRS stream. And we'll give you bracket updates as well while we're on cast here. And still got just tons of Rocket League left to go. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.